Reiki Studio and everybody that wants to connect with us. Today we're doing something very special and we're kind of just celebrating the holidays. And boy, don't we need that. And today we have some lovely, lovely panelists right in front of us. And we're going to be talking about sacred space, ceremony, ritual, prayer, and how to develop that, how to cultivate it, how to produce it out there, how we'll give more ideas. Everybody gets creative about this, and we would like to empower you so you could go out there in the public and shine your light on. And that's what Reiki Studios is about. It's about embracing within and what your light is and how you can just amplify that and nourish that and go on with your life and shine on. So I'd love you guys to meet the panelists, and we're gonna get in the gallery view here. And today we're we're gonna go. I don't know how it looks like here. We got Ronda Hart, and she's going to be doing a storytelling of the dental visit. So that's going to be really inspiring. And then we have Karen Craig, and she will be giving examples and explaining what ceremony is. Dana, our beautiful Dana, and she's going to be offering what ritual is and going and giving out whatever she's going to do with it. And Carla will be handling prayer, and Tanis will be handling sacred space. And so how to cultivate that and to express it. And these ladies are something else. Yesterday was a great time with them. Got to know them a little bit more deeper. That's great about being a panelist. We get to do a little rehearsal. When we say rehearsal, we mean we do a meet and greet. And we say hi, and we just go over some questions that we have. This is a time for you guys in Reiki Studio, if you're live with us, is that you could ask questions. Just type them on there, right there on the I am the moderator, and I will be seeing this. Debbie Duncan said hello. Hello, Debbie. And Eva, she's from Canada. And Dana, and there's our cast. There she is. So keep on doing the comments. Start putting questions. There is like a 30-second lag, so we will definitely get to your questions all the time. So let's start off with Tanis. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. So I'm actually a Reiki master from Ottawa, Canada, Ontario, Canada. I'm also a Celtic shamanic high priestess, and so I do ceremony and ritual pretty much every day. Just a personal one, of course, but in doing so, I open space. So that's why I was thrilled to be asked to be onto this panel. And Kathy's right. What a great group of ladies we have together today. So I do that. I have a practice here in Ottawa, and I'm also online these days and doing a fair bit of teaching online and that sort of thing. And my other hat is that I'm actually also an HR consultant. So I play a couple of different roles. So, yeah, and I've been practicing, Reiki and stuff for about 12 years, something like that, after 20 years in home healthcare. So.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next is going to be Carla.
Oops, I got it. Hello, good morning. My name is Carla Fishing Hawk. Hi. And I am actually a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I am actually a psychic medium from San Diego, California. And I also do some Reiki healing. I just got my certification this year. And I've been in the medical field for about 30 years now. So a lot of my healing that I did throughout my career was like unknowing, just being in my field. So the last 5 years, I've actually stepped up into doing a lot of different things in my life. Some energy healing. I do some work online. I have regular clients that I see. So I'm still branching out, but I'm learning a lot. And I'm just grateful again to be here as usual, sharing this day with these beautiful ladies and these wonderful creators of so many different dimensions of life and healing. It is truly an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And next is Dana.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Dana. I'm a Shihan Kaku and Jakin and Reiki, and I practice sound and vibration healing, meditation. I'm retired, so I have a lot of time to practice all these things. And today is a blessing to be here with all of y'all. I'm excited to hear what each of you have to say because I'm excited to share what I got because I always have so much to say. So I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Kathy.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so
Yes.
very much. And our next is Karen Craig. There we go.
It's keg. Well,
Hey,
yeah.
sorry about that.
Well, I used to tell my English students that it rhymes with gag. It's like Karen Cag. I don't know.
Tag.
It's
Oh,
Scottish.
thank you very
And you
much.
can't understand anything that the Scots say anyway, because they keep their teeth clenched together. Anyway, I'm a former English professor and a licensed Reiki master teacher with the International Center for Reiki Training. And I'm also a minister through the Universal Life Church, and I do a lot of ceremonies. In fact, I'm doing a wedding tomorrow. So everything that I do, everything in my life is infused with Reiki now. So I'm really excited to be here to talk about ceremony because I think it's so important in our lives. So thank you for inviting me, Kathy.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for coming. And our last is Rhonda. Let me get you up here.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'd
Hello,
like to
Rhonda.
thank everybody for being here, and I'm super excited. I am a Reiki master, and I love to heal people and animals, and I also love to use it in the paranormal world because I am the manager of the original Motor City Ghost Hunters. So I get to use it on lots of different realms, and I also am a mom of 2 grown women that I'm very proud of, and I'm just excited to be here.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. Isn't this a great group of panelists? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Let me get this together here so we're all together. Gotta love So a couple people, Pam LeBlanc, she said, "Hi guys, nice to see you." She loves the wedding, Karen, and Kat says that she has a little trouble hearing you, Rhonda. So we'll figure that out. Get you going here, and that's what we have so far. So let's talk a little bit about sacred space. What is sacred space, guys, to you? Anybody could, now you guys could just.
Anybody? Sacred space to me, I'm sorry, sacred space to me is somewhere where I can go and sit and it could necessarily be anywhere. Sometimes it could be anywhere where I hold many of things, pictures of my family, pictures or I keep many different things, my stones, my herbs, those kind of things. But sacred space is wherever I am, because whenever I become, in a deep meditation, that is my sacred space. Wherever I create my own circle to become one with Mother Earth during that meditation, or those slowing of thoughts, or just that moment of stopping to smell the roses, that is my sacred space. So I'm one of those that likes to just take my sacred space wherever I go. Because I always like to walk in the light and always feel that wherever I go, I'm carrying that light with me, and I share it with those around me. So to me, everything is sacred. Life itself is sacred. So that's kind of like, I'm the one with the sacred space always around me. At least I try in my life to live my life that way. Yes.
That's such a pretty definition, Carla. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
Imagine
Thank you.
her
This
walking with her sacred space and it's just following her around everywhere.
Yeah, this is my sacred space right here and now with you ladies, sharing this with bringing information. And for those that really don't even know how to start sometimes, because I know back in my day, I was trying to learn, or wanting to learn. It's like, where do I start? You can start anywhere as long as you can feel it within yourself. You've already started.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, how do you create sacred space when you're surrounded by turmoil? Like the house isn't doing so great. The kids aren't doing so, you know what I mean? People are coming at you. You're getting, I don't know, text messages that are just driving you crazy or whatever. You know, life is not just being so harmonious for you. How would you ladies advise on that one? Yeah, Tina.
So I actually, I'd like to build on what Carla said, because it goes into that question as well. So the sacred space, I mean, you can create your sacred space around you, but there's also that sacred space that's inside, that heart space that you can go into no matter where you are, right? And that having the ability to do that, even for a few moments, can create that sacredness throughout your day. So having the ability to sit mindfully, go inside, feel what it's like in your heart at that moment, because we are all divine beings. So going into that divine space within can create that divine space without, right? As
And
without, so within.
so, will you be giving any kind of techniques for that? Because to tell somebody that sounds great. We all connect with that totally. I can see everybody's eyes go, "Woo, yes!" You know,
Yeah.
Sure.
somebody that does not,
Mhm.
cannot. You know what I mean? They're just not connected with that,
Mhm.
especially when turmoil hits.
Of course.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Mhm.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, if I may,
Absolutely.
what I've learned, the hardest lesson that I've had to learn with everything going on in life, especially in this day, in these times, we have to learn to shut off our phones. Number one, we need to learn to unplug from everything from the outside. Like I don't watch the news. I don't watch regular TV at all. I haven't for a while. And sometimes we have to step away from those things that seem to keep us in a spiral, regardless of what may be going on, especially when it comes to our family.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes we do have to step back, unfortunately, as much as it kills us to do that, especially our children, or our immediate family, any family, for we're all one, correct? What you go through, I feel. Dana, what you go through, I feel. We all know that.
Mhm.
It's something that, especially being
Yep. I agree. Totally. Cass says, light is sacred. Light is in all of us. We are all sacred, whatever. We are fully present.
extremely empathic. We go through these emotions and
There she goes. She goes back.
oops, I'm so sorry.
No,
There was
Oh,
a
okay, I'm so
lag.
sorry.
you
So
There's a
we,
said
lag, yeah.
that. And so I thought, I better
oh,
not
okay.
say what everybody else is saying.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm so sorry.
Don't be
please
sorry.
go. Please.
No,
Um,
no, I'm so sorry.
No.
That's
Uh,
why I'm really, that's why, in the last panel, that we did that, I talked about the salt baths or salt showers are so important. The salt shower, it's great because you can do a meditation, and if you use salt during that time, it can clear the unwanted energy. So it's almost like you're taking that little segment of and making that a sacred place and clearing anything that's not meant for you.
that's a
And
great example.
for simplicity's sake, just breathing, breath. Breath is your
Mhm.
sacred space. It connects you to the divine. So just because when I'm tense, I do this. And so just instant sacred spaces to breathe and feel my connection to the earth through my feet. That is like instant sacred space for me.
And it's always with you, huh?
Always with me, no matter
Always with you.
where, no matter what.
Yeah.
Breath,
Yeah.
just breathe.
Yeah.
So let's go, and because you guys have a little time to do your own thing here, let's go to prayer. Can prayer truly heal?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can absolutely heal. What you believe, you receive. I
Yes.
believe.
I love that, Dana. That's perfect.
Yep. So the key is belief. Belief in yourself
Yeah.
that you're able to connect to something more refined than yourself as a physical being, and believe in
And
that.
they,
Absolutely.
Mhm.
and for me, prayer is about asking for help, and they can't intervene unless we ask. And so prayer has to be an important part of that, because that is
That's
the
right.
the outward asking for help, versus the meditation, which is listening, right? And at least that's what my view on it is. So for me, it's definitely an important part.
That's super important. That took a long time for me to learn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a surrendering. It's because if you have to surrender in order to ask for the help, and I couldn't do that for the longest time. But once you do, like what Dana said, yeah, you have to believe to receive, and you have to believe to ask.
Yeah. So maybe surrendering steps would be ideal for people to learn how to surrender, because that's a very hard thing for some. You know, as Reiki practitioners, we're surrendering. You know what I mean? We're being the channel. We're opening up. You know, as soon as we think we are controlling it, it still flows, but not as much, right? We all tried.
Yeah.
Sure, we all were experiments. But yeah, I've even felt the difference when we were talking about sacred space and went into prayer. I felt us all go boom, our hearts. I felt that. That was absolutely, that's the power of prayer. You know, hopefully our viewers can feel that too, how things just shifted real fast, how our hearts opened up and said, okay, we're making that connection, you know, to that. So that's beautiful. What's your favorite prayer? Do you guys have a favorite prayer or meditation? Anybody can speak?
I do the Lord's Prayer because I'm all into the sound and words. The words that come out of your mouth so affect your life, and so I believe we're always asking, and so I just do a simple prayer that doesn't ask for anything. That's probably when I'm stressed to the max and don't know how to put in words what I have to say. That's the prayer that I go to.
Beautiful.
I love to call on angels on top of asking for the Lord. I like to call on like somebody, if I'm praying for somebody.
When I'm stressed.
I don't know what that was.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Going crazy.
But yeah, I love to call, like if I'm praying for somebody, I love to call on angels instead of just on top of sending Reiki. I might pray for Archangel Raphael to help them. So I do love to pray, but I also love to call on angels to help.
I do too. Raphael is my angel.
I do that as well. I have a tubing clearing prayer that I do every day, and so for me that's Michael. And I also, in the mainstream one, the Serenity prayer, I do feel is so valuable in many respects. So I would say those two.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I usually do prayer and dance. So I weave my dance and I open my heart because dance makes me happy. A lot of people know about that. And when I start dancing, I start thinking I have to do prayer in the beginning to open my heart a little more and connect to the earth and connect to the heavens, or to, I usually just say to my higher self, my God self, whatever, in creation and in the earth. And I start weaving my web and I dance any way I want to dance. Any music I want to dance to, I don't judge myself. And I do that. Sometimes I'm crying, sometimes I'm laughing, sometimes I'm just dancing. And as soon as my heart opens up, then I just cast my whole day what I want. You know what I mean? How beautiful it is, the weather, this, that, Sometimes the weather doesn't have to be beautiful, and it just bring that harmony. And that's
I'm right there with you on that. I love to dance when I'm not feeling. Turn the music way up. That's that sound vibration. It resonates with your soul. It raises your vibration.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anybody else want to add anything about that? Prayer.
I just posted in I run a group called Empath Survival, and I just posted that about how music resonates to your soul when you're an empath. Like it's not just about listening. Oh yeah, this is nice, but like you can actually, it feel it, and it can just change your entire mood, and it can balance you right out.
Yep, it definitely does. Definitely. So what about ritual? So does ritual always have to be structured? What is the difference between a ritual and a prayer?
Hmm.
Right?
To me, a prayer can be more spontaneous in the moment, like you're saying, and ritual to me involves um, doing something that brings us into that prayerful mind or that prayerful state. So a ritual to me is like something that's repeated. Sometimes like you're not even thinking about it. You're just like you're doing it. Your body is going through the motions, and it's that repetitive motion, like muscle memory almost, that is triggering that prayerful state. Whereas prayer to me is more spontaneous. Sometimes my prayer is just thank you.
Yep. 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 Prayer doesn't have to be developed, or it could be, you know? Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. Anybody else want to
Yeah.
add to that? Because a lot of people would be like, what is the difference between prayer and ritual? It's
Kathy,
yes, ma'am.
we said something about the music a while ago, and I just want to throw this out there for people when you're having, because we were talking about when you're not in a good space, and then we brought the music in the dance. So, string instruments are going to open you up for compassion and gratitude, like guitars, ukuleles. If you play the piano, that harmonizes your body. It puts you in harmony. It works on your thyroid. If you play like the organ that stimulates your brain activity and your spinal cord. And then the wind instruments purify the bronchial, the respiratory, the immune system, and the percussions treat the liver and the bloodstream. So if you're having issues with one of those things, you need to go find you a YouTube video and play some piano music or, guitar, whatever. There's a reason these instruments were invented, and that is to help heal the body. And they each do their own thing.
That's beautiful, Dana.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never knew that.
That might
And I
have
think
to be a
that
whole new episode.
Yeah, I like that. That's neat.
What instrument do you need today? What's your instrument?
Hi, Dana.
Right.
Don't
That's awesome.
trust me. I might be talking to Dana about that one.
Yeah, right.
Your own
Oh
comment,
my gosh.
Dana.
And to add on to that, there's also the solfeggio music, right? So that's the ones with the hertz frequencies. So when that plays into creating your sacred space too. So you were asking about how do you create that sacred space internally. That's one of them, right? Because you can actually play that and feel the music in your body. And that helps you to raise your vibration.
She's got a tuning thing. Yeah, I love singing bowls.
I love the tuning forks.
That's my favorite. When I do Reiki, I actually listen to singing bowls while I'm sending Reiki.
Oh, nice.
Play them.
I love them. I have one right here. You want to see?
Sure.
Look.
Nice.
We're gonna have to do a sound thing.
We're in my Reiki room, so I have all my goodies. Look.
Lay for us for a minute as we get ourselves connected.
Oh, nice. I can feel it.
Yeah.
You can do that for hours.
Wow, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I can make it get really loud, but I won't.
So if that's part of your ritual, if that sound is part of your ritual, just hearing that same vibratory sound, I guess that was redundant, but that same vibration is going to put you into that mind state for prayer. So to me, that's what ritual is about.
Yes.
Yeah. I do that actually with my Reiki too, because it's funny, I ask my clients, are you sick of this music yet? Because I have like the same music that I play every time I do like an in-person session, because it's great for them. And for me, it just automatically starts the Reiki every time I do it. So it's I guess that's a form of ritual.
Yeah, it takes you to that place, right? There's some different songs that I listen to that, boom, it just barely starts and all of a sudden I'm there. Yeah. It's a done deal. Absolutely. It's a good feeling.
It is very much so. Very much so. I'm gonna we're gonna start doing our presentation part, and Tanis, you're first. But I'm gonna just read a couple as people are getting ready for this. I'm just going to read a couple little things. Kat says, energy flows where attention goes. Thoughts are energy. When we vocalize those loving thoughts, we attract and surround ourselves with positive light and light energy. Ta-da, you're praying. Deb Duncan says, that's fantastic, Kathy. The energy and dance is communication with the other side, just bumps up the energy. And then she says, prayers is talking to the source, to God or goddesses, connecting and communicating. And when you can convey that to them, the energy's connection is made and miracles happen. Yes, it is. It is like
Absolutely.
talking to God. Yeah. And there's a beautiful, there's a lot more comments, but I can't scroll back because that's when you heard the back static for us, like what's that?
Yeah.
That's what happened. So, but I love the comments, and what we're going to go on is that we're going to everybody and our panelists, one of the things that we do is that we do something special at the end, and that's what Tanis is going to be the first one out of us, and she's going to go ahead and talk about sacred space.
Right. So what I thought I would do today is I'll just go over a little bit about what I'm going to do, and then I'm actually going to open space for us. And so it doesn't matter if you're with us live or not. We'll have the intention that it's going to open space for you for the rest of this podcast whenever you're listening to it. Okay, because energy goes where intention goes. So basically for me, when I set up sacred space, I actually have the 4 elements involved when I set up sacred space so that it helps to create that connection with source. So I will have, crystals in front of me for earth. I'll have a candle for fire. I might have a shell or a little thing of water for water. And I might have a feather or some incense going in order to create the air. So when you combine those with energy, which is what you're doing when you're calling in energy into the circle or into your space, depending on what path you follow, you're just creating that alchemical reaction where you're actually able to feel spiritual energies in your room a little bit more. And so that's why altars are in many spiritual traditions and in many of the religious ceremonies around the world. There's all 4 elements involved in many of those. So for me, when I'm creating sacred space, that's one thing that I do. And it doesn't have to be big. It can be like a little dish with some sand and a little tea light, seashell, and a tiny feather, and then that's a little altar. It doesn't have to be a big elaborate thing. Now I know altars as well. Kathy and I talked about this a little bit. They can also have a focal point. So you're bringing stuff that you love onto your altar, things that you want to bring that energy into your space or into your spiritual life, basically. Things that make you feel happy, things that you want to focus on. So, having, depending on what tradition you follow, having an angelic statue there. If you really work with Michael, have a statue of Michael, or like Buddha, right? A lot of people have Buddhas, like Dana there. She has her big Buddha. And so, a lot of people have those kinds of things, and that's because oftentimes when you're calling in the energies of different spiritual beings, that helps you to create that energy with them, and it helps you to create the connection. So many times we call in specific angels, specific ascended masters, specific gods and goddesses, or whatever your beliefs are, in order to help create more of that connection with spirit. So in terms of energy, if we're talking about that, then you can also talk about those things in terms of archetypal energies or the qualities of the energy that you want to pull in. So if you're just an energy Reiki practitioner, you could be calling in the energy of protection. If you're not wanting to call Michael as an example, right? You're calling in the energy of protection. You're calling in that archetypal energy. Or if you're trying to call in love, right? You might call in Venus, right? Or Aphrodite, but you might just call in the qualities of love into your circle. So it's very fluid. It's very much about what you feel and where your path is going. and how you want to call those in. So what I'm going to do today is I am more of the Celtic shamanic path. So I'm going to call in the 4 watchtowers just to give you a feel for that. Now, I would normally cast a circle first because that's part of my tradition. But you don't need to do that. You don't need to do what I'm going to show. This is just one example, right? Creating a sacred space can be created with clearing your space with sage, clearing your space with Reiki symbols, clearing your space with Palo Santos, whatever it is that you feel clears your space, energy. We talked a little bit about that. You can clear it with sound. And then setting up a space in your room that is like you would with a circle. You'd create that space that just delineates, this is where I'm going to sit. This is where I'm going to create that energy. It's like a container for the energy that you're going to bring in. And so what I'm going to do is call in the 4 directions. So we're calling in the energy from those 4 directions and any of the elementals and the beings and power from those 4 directions to create the energy of the space. Okay. So I'm actually going to stand up to do this because I also face the different directions when I do it. Okay. So please excuse my back because you will get it at one point. And I hope that you'll be able to hear me.
Yes. Yes.
We could all mute. That might help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my north is this way. So I'm going to start this way. And you're not really able to see me there. Is this better? Can you still hear me over here? Okay. So I'm just grounding myself and getting myself ready. I call upon the light in the name of the masters of light. I am Tanis. I call upon the watchtower of the north and the powers of the north to be with us in this circle. I call upon the 4 elements of the north to be with us in this circle. I call upon the watchtower of the east and the powers of the east to be with us in this circle. I call upon the 4 elements of the east to be with us in this circle. I call upon the watchtower of the south and the powers of the south to be with us in this circle. I call upon the 4 elements of the south to be with us in this circle. I call upon the watchtower of the west and the powers of the west to be with us in this circle. And I call upon the 4 elements of the west to be with us in this circle. I call upon the powers of up to come down and balance us in this circle. I call upon the powers of down to come up and balance us in this circle. And I call upon the powers of here to center us in this circle. I call upon the light to fill this circle with healing energy and the love of the light. So it is. Welcome.
That was
Yes.
awesome.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful. That took me a moment to even get myself back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something I do every day. So that's one of my rituals. But it's a way to create space and really call in all those energies, right? And you can see it's not really following a specific tradition either way. You could say something different instead of circle. You could say space instead of circle. I do have a permanent circle here, so I was calling it into my circle. But we'll have the intention that that goes out to all of the spaces of all of you that are watching.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, that was nice.
Thank you very much. And if you guys have any questions for Tanis, even though somebody else is speaking and kind of we have a little bit of lag, we will redirect the questions at the end or in between, okay? So our next speaker is going to be Carla. Let me get Miss Carla on here. I'm learning this stuff so well. There we go. And Carla's going to be talking about prayer.
So, thank you, my dear. Thank you. So, prayer is something that we always do. Sometimes we do it consciously, sometimes we do it unconsciously. Sometimes we do it for all the right reasons, and sometimes we're like, hey, I pray that I win the lottery, those kind of things, silly things. Prayer to me has always been sacred. Prayer for me, I'm sure for many, has been something that when we look at it, we always, unfortunately, sometimes we pray for when things are only bad, please let me get this job, or please let me, and not necessarily bad, but just in our more lower vibrational times in our lives, where prayer to me is always a good thing, through the good, the bad, and the ugly. The thing about prayer is that we pray for the ones that we love. We pray for those who we may love but not know. As we all know, we all are connected through our energies. We are all one. You are no different than I am. So in every morning during my meditation, I pray for always myself, my family, and all of evolution, because everything that I wish for or pray for, I not only pray for myself, I pray for everyone. So we are all as one, as you know, as one for the same. So when it comes to prayer, we pray for different things in our lives. We pray when people get married. During we go to church, we pray different ceremonies. We even pray like the Serenity Prayer to make us stronger during some of our weakest times in our lives. So prayer is very important for, I think, everyday people, whether they're religious or not. We find ourselves praying for something, for better times, for health. It's a big deal right now. I see a lot of prayer for people's health, especially in this day and age. So today I would just like to do a little prayer. I mean, prayer, it is what it is. I mean, we call upon angels, we call upon the highest power, whatever your religion may be, whatever your higher power is that you believe in. This is something that we all find ourselves at one point or another just wishing for the best and highest good for ourselves, our families, and all of evolution. For those of us who, think outside the box, I'm one of those of all of evolution, the trees, the birds, the dogs, the cats. I'm one of those. I pray for health, for big things, prosperity, abundance. I'm one of those that there is no shame in my game. It's good for everybody. So I would just like to say a little prayer for each and every person out here, just to clear ourselves. Take a deep breath, blow it out. Take a second one if you need it. Today, I would like to send this prayer out to each and every one of you, those that are here and those that are not here. When we look and we seek the higher power and the knowledge within ourselves, sometimes we forget how absolutely wonderful and truly loved we are. Sometimes we seek for the answers to so many questions that we may have. But when we are able to come back to self and really look inside, the answers are already there. I pray for each and every one of you today to find the heart, to see the light. And if there ever comes a time where you feel lost, or you feel that you are just not enough, know that there is a higher power out there, a friend that may come out of nowhere, an animal that may come up to you. There is always an answer. In one way or another, we are all receiving answers from a higher power during difficult times, during the good times. There is always, always something to be grateful for. There is always somebody that is listening to your prayers, and you will always receive the answers. You just have to stop and listen. I know it's difficult at times. I fully understand. But we all know we are meant for much greater things in our lives. So today I send this prayer that you find exactly what you're looking for. You get the answers you were so desperately searching for. I pray that you all understand how wonderful, how loved, and how truly needed you are in this life, because you are also somebody else's prayer. Either we're teachers or we're students in this lifetime. I have learned that most definitely myself. So I bless you all with a wonderful love, healing white light energy, and I wish you all the best for myself, our families, and all of evolution. Amen. Amen.
That was so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh
Thank you.
my goodness. All right. I need to catch myself for a little bit here.
Mhm.
Beautiful,
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. So our next presentator is Dana for ritual. Let me get here to the view of Dana for ritual. Here you go, Dana. Let's get this unpinned. There you go. There, beautiful Dana. You are on.
Hey, all right, rituals. What I wrote this down because I didn't want to mess up the definition of it, so I looked it up. It says a ritual is a sequence of actions involving gestures, words, symbols, actions, or objects performed in a sequential place and in accordance to a sequence. Okay, but rituals, people think, ooh, that's woo woo, or that's voodoo, or oh, that's spooky, that's the devil. No, we all do rituals. There are three types of rituals. We have daily rituals. We get up, we brush our teeth, we meditate, we have our crystals we play with on a daily basis. Um, there is when we grow our herbs, we're playing with them daily. These things are things that we do on a day in, day out basis. So that's a ritual. If you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth before you get in the shower, and something happens and you have to brush your teeth when you get out of the shower, and you're all upset because your whole day's messed up because you had to brush your teeth at the wrong time, that's a ritual. You are set in that place doing that, and we do that on a daily basis. I brought examples of rituals. I meditate. That's my meditation Buddha. This is frankincense resin. I love the smell. I think over the years it has just become, I can just smell it and I just begin to calm down. I have what's a Healy. It's a daily ritual for me. It's a vibration machine. They just started selling these in the United States this year. So it's still new and experimental, but I love this thing. It sends in frequencies directly to your body. So you are connected to the frequency, and we are frequency. That's what we are. And I have my essential oils. That's part of my daily ritual. Right now, I'm using this release because y'all know we just had our third hurricane. I'm fixing to replace my second roof within a month. I'm devastated. I'm sick, and I need to let it go, let it go, let it go. So I've been wearing my release every day, and I have my trauma life that I've been wearing every day. And this, I just love the smell of it. It has that Divana, however you say it, inside of it. And I wear it as perfume sometimes. I am just addicted to that smell. And this is my awaken when I have believe or awaken that I put on when I do my meditations, depending on what I'm meditating on that day, what kind of oil I might put on. That's right. I love my oils. And then we have celebrational rituals that we do. We have birthdays, bar mitzvahs, baby showers, Mardi Gras. You know, we have big Mardi Gras down here. I wanted to put this on here. I got these for my birthday, but I'm sending a shout out to Kathy for her birthday. Happy birthday. We buy balloons for people on their birthday. That's a birthday ritual. We buy cake, we blow the candles out, we make a wish. So we're all participating in daily rituals. And then we have our ceremonial rituals. Ceremonials are where we take it to that sacred space. We use symbols, we use things. Like, I'm not even Catholic. I don't practice one certain religion. I believe in all religion. This is can you see my rosary? I love it. It's made out of some kind of purple onyx, which is my birthstone. And I fell in love with it the minute that I saw it. I had to have it. And then I have these, which is, I don't know why you're supposed to ask in prayer for something 108 times when you do a prayer, but this is a jade bead that came from the Orient, has 108 beads on it, so I don't forget where I'm at. So these are all ceremonial rituals. There you go. She's got one too. And we do baptisms. We get baptized. And when we do these things, it's not anything, it's not because we hold the rosary in our hand. It's not because we get dipped under the water. It's not exactly because of the exact words we say, but these are tradition. They're handed down and they're handed. And when something is said repeatedly over and over and over and over, the earth resonates with it. The world resonates with that. And that's why we have these rituals and we do them over and over. You know, people talk about Indians doing the rain dance. You know, they do these rituals over and over and over, and they become to where the earth recognizes them, kind of like an easy way to put it. The earth says, oh, hey, I know that prayer. Let me run over here and see what they're up to today. So one of my ceremonial rituals, you know, you have your crystals, and I'm going to show y'all mine because I just love this crystal. When we clear our crystals, we do that with two ways. You can you have rituals. I cleared this crystal with breath. You know, you take a breath and then you breathe out through your nostril. But you put intention, so the breath is going into the crystal. And then you can also take and take your sage, you know, light your sage up, smudge your crystals with the sage. That's a ritual. We're doing that. Something like somebody might say, well, what about a spell? Well, a spell is different because you do it one time and it's done. A ritual is something that you repeatedly do. Maybe not on a daily basis, maybe yearly, monthly, annually, but that's what that is. And like this is an oil that was brought to me from Jerusalem. You can see I have only used down to right there because it is so precious to me, because I've never been to Jerusalem, and it was brought to me from a gift from a friend a long time ago. So I have a ritual that when anybody in my family, if they have kids or if they buy a new house, I bless it with this oil. This oil was blessed from the Holy Land. And so to me, that is a sacred ritual. And I don't know what that says because I can't read that language, but that says blessed oil. So, but I wanted to share with y'all today because it's something I feel really, really, really strongly about, is water. Water is the life of the world. I thought about it, and I thought about doing a crystal clearing ritual, and I thought, what is the most important thing that I could come on here and teach somebody today? And it just hit me, boom, water, duh. So water is life. We can't live without breath, and we can't live without water. And if we look around us today, this world is so dirty and so polluted and so nasty that our waters are becoming depleted. There's a thing on YouTube where people are doing the chant for water, where you just say, this is for the water of the earth, and just, and you just do that. And it's for the water, because water is sacred. It is, we are 70% water. The earth is 70% water. We come from the earth. We need to take care of us. We need to take care of the earth. We have got to clean these waters. So when I drink water, not all water, this is just a part of a daily ritual that I do. I buy this water, and I'm not promoting, you don't have to show the name, but I buy this water. It comes in a glass, comes from a natural spring water. It is alkaline to 8.2, which your body needs to clear. And I have this container, which is copper. For millions of years, people have took water, put it in copper vases. And there's many reasons that you do this. Copper is antifungal, antimicrobial. It kills the bad bacteria and creates the good bacteria that you drink and goes into your gut. And if we don't take care of our gut, we're not going to live. All these sicknesses people have in this world today, it's because they don't take care of their gut. So when I get the water, I buy them by the case. I bless the bottles of water. The most powerful words in the world, hear me when I say this to y'all now, the most powerful words in this world is love and gratitude. And if you will live your life of love and gratitude, you will have a blessed life. Even when awful things happen around you, you will still be happy on the inside, and you will still be blessed. So when I get these bottles of water, I put them out on the counter and I say a prayer. And it goes just like this. And it's something that I made up through studies of religions, and it's just what I do. It's my way, and you can do it your way because it's your life, your body, your water. But I bless this water with all the love that's in my heart. I am grateful for this water and what it will do to my body and to the company that comes into my home that will drink this water. God be with this water, bless this water, and bless all the waters of the world. Amen. While I do that, I also burn incense. And then every night before I go to bed, I pour this a lot of water in this big old bottle. It's like the size of a wine bottle. I pour about that much water in this copper vessel, and I let it sit for 24 hours. And then I drink it every morning on an empty stomach before I do anything. I get out of bed, I go tinkle, and then I drink my copper water. Now, the rest of the day, I'll drink water, and it probably should be out of the copper vessel, but if I drink too much copper vessel water, things flow way too fast for me. So I have to bring that on down. And I just drink the alkaline water all day. But I do slip up and drink a Mountain Dew. You know, that's my addiction, Mountain Dew. But I try to keep the water constantly going. But it's just so important that y'all get this water into your life. Your body is 70% water. People have Alzheimer's, dementia, because their brain was dehydrated their whole life. They say we don't know what's going on. We do know what's going on. They just can't sell you a pill if they tell you, well, it's a simple fix, drink some water. But these are rituals, and I know I'm lecturing on the water thing, but it's really an important thing to me, and I want it to be so important to each one of you, because water is the key to life. And if you drink the water and you do this daily, people, daily, drink that copper water, do your rituals, say your blessings, you will not be sick. It is gonna be taken care of. The water, your blood is your water. The blood, the water in you, it's the way of life. So drink some water, and enjoy your rituals.
Absolutely.
So very much. Thank you. Water is very important. So very important. So our next person to talk is Karen Craig. Craig.
Hey, I know. Just call me Karen. I think I'm
Karen. Hey, Karen.
Karen.
Karen
There's what's
Boney.
going on. I think I'm just going to change my name completely. I don't even want to be a Karen. Okay.
Oh, be a Karen.
And I'll be a CAG. Okay. Okay. I'm going to kind of go quickly. So, I love what Dana said about like creating your own rituals. And so to me, because I think of trees are my favorite, and that's my favorite metaphor. To me, rituals in life are the roots, that keep us grounded, the things that we do over and over and over. And to me, ceremony, those are the branches. Those are the things that we create when we are trying to grow and trying to reach up, trying to change. So whenever, and you can create a ceremony for anything. So I just kind of go through like just the basic questions, like, first of all, who is the ceremony for? Is it for yourself? Because there are sometimes that I create a ceremony. Maybe it's a burning bowl ceremony, something that I am ready to let go of. And so I create a ceremony where I just write down the thing I am trying to let go of. There's something about physically writing it down on a piece of paper, putting it into a bowl, sending Reiki to it, or if you don't do Reiki, just putting it into a bowl, lighting it on fire and watching it, dissipate. There's something about doing that helps in those transitions. Ceremonies are transitions. They're transitions in your life. So you don't have to invite people to witness it with you. Sometimes I just do ceremonies by myself. I think that the most powerful ceremonies are done where you call your friends in to witness, and to me, it makes it more powerful. So you decide on like who is going to be there, where you're going to do it. Are you going to do it indoors? You're going to do it outdoors? Is there a particular place? And you're going to ask, like, what is it I'm trying to, what transition am I making? When a lot of times I will try to schedule a ceremony. If it's a releasing sort of a ceremony, I'll do it post full moon. I'll do it when it's like because I'm a big believer in timing things astrologically, if you know about that, or at least with the moon. I'm a huge gardener, and I've always planted by the moon. There's something to that. So like letting go, I'll do in the the post full moon. And if it's something I'm trying to grow, a new habit or a new part of my life or something, I'll do it, from the new moon on. So, maybe take that into consideration. And the big thing is why am I doing this? And I'm just going to share quickly because I know we've been going for an hour, but I've done, like I said, like burning bowl rituals. Of course, creating a wedding for somebody, that's a ceremony that you get input from the people, and then you gather together and it's like marking. It's marking a huge transition in your life. Weddings are good ceremonies. I've done croning rituals for friends. I had two friends that were turning 60, and they said, I want to not just turn 60. I don't want to just sort of like fade. They really felt like they were fading into the background. I don't know if you guys have hit that point yet where you're like, I'm disappearing. And so it was more, so we had to kind of write out like, what is it? They wanted to hold on to their power. They wanted to step into their power as like an elder, as a crone. And so we wrote the ritual, we came together and we did it. And there's not a right or a wrong way to do the ceremony. It's so personal. My favorite ceremony that I've done, I created when my son turned 13. We don't have anything. We have no ceremonies, at least in where I'm from. I live in Arkansas. I grew up in Texas mostly. We don't have ceremonies to mark when a girl starts her period in our culture. We don't have. If I were Jewish, I would have a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah or something, But in my culture, there was nothing to mark this huge change for him and for me. So So long story short, I left when I was pregnant, and it's just been me and my son, just the two of us all his life. So when he turned 13, what I ended up doing, and I thought he was gonna be like, Mom, I don't want to, this is so weird. But I said, no, I said, Mama needs to let go and you need to start stepping into your own life. And so we invited his scoutmaster, he's an Eagle Scout, my stepdad, my brother, and I asked him for his input, like, whom do you want to be there? Like what's who has been important in your life? And so we came up with a list. We did it outside at night. We made a circle. We did like little tea lights, like going down to the circle. And we had 3 acres. It was sort of like a grove of trees. That was my favorite place. We used to play there when he was little, like this time of year when the leaves are falling, we go out and catch leaves. So it was a special place. And we all sat in circle. I asked everybody to bring with them a piece of advice, their best piece of advice for being an adult. And they wrote it in this on special paper, and we put it into this beautiful leather bound journal that he still has. So the weird part was I braided like a big cord and tied it loosely around my waist and loosely around his, and we ceremonially cut it. We ceremonially cut the cord. We called it a spike ceremony. In the South, we don't hunt, but a lot of people hunt. And a spike is the little deer. They're getting their first little spikes. So we called it a spike ceremony because he wasn't a man, but he was moving into manhood. And I needed, probably more than he did, I needed to let go of my baby a little bit so he could grow. And so when you create a ceremony, there's no right or wrong way to do it. It just needs to have meaning for you. Just think about it's all about transition. Remember, you are in a transitional space. That's what a wedding is about. You are no longer being just one person. You're becoming, connected permanently to another person. Lots of different points in our lives where we need something to mark it. And I think it helps us psychologically, and I think it helps us energetically make those changes. So I would just encourage you guys to just do a little bit of thinking about what exactly is it I'm trying to transition from and to, and then create something of meaning. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but it is so powerful. So that's all I have to say about that.
You're so awesome, Karen. So awesome. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Ceremony is something, I tell you. You could just do it for any kind of focus you have. So thank you so very much. And our last is going to be a wonderful, I think, story about a dentist. and this is going to be with Ronda Hart. Ronda, let me get this together. Thank you. And you're on.
Hi, thank you. One thing I just wanted to let you know, when the Jewish culture, when a female gets her period, it's called a mitzvah, and they actually do a sacred bath, and they have, usually it's a sacred place, usually at like a synagogue or something, and the boys get a bar mitzvah. So that is kind of unique that certain cultures do and other cultures don't. I wish they all did. So a couple little things that I like to do is that, like on a new moon, I like to write on a bay leaf and like burn it and like manifest like something I'm trying to like accomplish in my life. So it's kind of like putting it out there. So I like to do different little things. But the story is a story that was written by my friend, psychic medium and author, Vanessa Hogel, who is a dental assistant. So many, many moons ago, but this time of year, I was working for a large corporate dentistry specializing in children. We were all sitting around one afternoon, each of us waiting on our prospective dentist to come into our rooms, when we began talking about ghosts. You see, I've been very blessed that many of the places of employment have understood and supported and chosen my way of life. I've communicated with spirit since I was a toddler and became, at work, the go-to gal for all those kind of questions. The particular day's topic was about the supposed increase of activity during the Halloween season. Granted, it's understandable the questions I get due to all the misinformation out there. I was explaining my experiences and perception and the timing, or let me say that my experience and perception and the thinning of the veil when the fates stepped in and made my job way easier. As I was talking, surrounded by 9 people, spread out down the hallway, something came up behind me, something no one could see. This something or someone grabbed the edge of my lab coat and slowly wrapped it around the front of my body. Again, no one was within 5 feet of me. They were spread out in the doorways of the operations that lined the hallway. All of the eyes got really wide as they witnessed what was happening. Honestly, I had to stifle a giggle because it was truly comical. I said to whomever it was playing with my jacket, "Can you please stop?" I tried to I'll try explaining about you. Immediately, the part of my lab coat that had wrapped around me fell to my side and they were gone. While everyone's mouth continued to hang open, eyes wide, I simply said, "Yes, the veil does thin and the spirits become more obviously active, and the visual aid made explaining it further quite unnecessary." And that was my story written by Vanessa Vogel.
Thank you so very much. So very much. Thank you. Did Vanessa, did she publicize that?
She actually written this for me for this, but she has several books. She is very raw, open, and honest about her abilities, and even like you always hear a lot of positive things on psychic mediums, but she's very honest about the nice things. She went to like when you know somebody's missing and you receive information about maybe possibly whereabouts. She's went to police departments and trying to help and been turned away. And so she's very honest about the good and the bad of her abilities, and she's written several books about that.
Well, beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you so very much. I appreciate every single one of y'all so very much. I hope that our listeners are in, and I've learned quite a few things myself, some examples and things like that, and felt your all's energy about creating and producing. So,
one last thing I'd like to say is the only thing that I forgot to tell everybody that I like to do besides praying and the other rituals that we have. I do this anytime I'm uncomfortable, or like because I'm a paranormal investigator, I have the potential to have to deal with negative energies. I call in my past ancestors to surround me with protection. Besides saying a prayer, that is something I do before I go into investigations to help keep me safe.
that's awesome. Does anybody else want to add anything?
Yeah, I do a tubing ritual. I do house clearings and stuff as well. I'm also a medium. And I got company. I don't know if you saw me shiver, but you're telling your story and somebody arrived. I'm like, whoo, okay. Yes, I do a tubing ritual. Much like you, but for me, it's calling in the archangels to do a tubing before I go into a home. I actually do that regularly because I'm an empath, so it helps with that. But
yes, it does.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, anybody else before we quit? All right. Well, we want to thank the audience for joining us and for the people that are replaying because we get a lot of that. If you have any questions, you can always message on Reiki Studio and put the panelist's name, and so that will get their attention. Also, the little cards I put out in Reiki Studio to get it connected, so you can connect with these people. They're awesome. These ladies are wise women. I'm telling you, from my gut all the way up to my heart and to my head and my crown. They are just absolutely lovely and have a wealth of information that I get a chance to see and be with them on. A couple of you guys have returned on the panelists, and I hope you all do. Because that's what it's all about. It's about communities, about practicing this. It gives you a little way of connecting to the public, and we all love you. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Rhonda,
Thank you.
Dana, Carla, Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy, for doing this for everybody. You're right, to bring everybody together, and we can learn so much from each other. So thank
Absolutely.
you for
Absolutely.
providing the
Absolutely.
platform.
You got it. And so if anybody has any topics they want to do for November, let me know. Twice a month we do this. Some people are asking about a nighttime show. So I am not a nighttime person, but I am willing to try it out. So we're gonna work on that. I'm still gonna work on that. Let us know. Let us know the feedback, what you want to hear. All right. We're here for you, and we love you guys. So thank you.
Hey, Kathy,
Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much.
I just want to send a shout out. Today's my son Drake's birthday. Happy birthday, baby boy.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Birthday! Yeah.
Birthdays.
Love y'all, Scorpios. And everybody else too. I love y'all. It is
Yeah.
great. It is great being with you. So thank you guys and have a beautiful month, the rest of the month of October, and we will see you in 2 weeks. I don't have a topic yet. It has not channeled down to me, so we will see. So I am up for suggestions. Lots of love to you.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so I just stopped live stream. Yay! That was awesome, guys.
Awesome.
You guys did a great
Great.
job. Absolutely.
Nice.
You know what I get a lot of requirement for, and I was actually going to try to set up classes for, and then COVID kind of